the first day of the SkyBet Ebor Festival. I am here with the Brains Trust, Dave Ord, Fran. We're going to spin through the card, hopefully find some winners. First race, gentlemen, no messing around. The Symphony Group Stakes, 7 places. A very, very competitive race, as you would imagine. Vintage Clarets was backed yesterday evening, 14s from 25s. Holcomb Bay, for what it's worth. Ollie Bell's big fancy of the day. I'm going to start with you, David. What do you fancy?
I quite like Desert Cot for Oisin Murphy, spotting live Oisin Murphy. First time he's ridden him since he won at the Guineas meeting. The horse has come down the handicap a little bit. Look, he's a bit in and out, not easy to predict. If it's a going day at 16-1, with the extra places, he looks a solid each way bet.
And for you, Fran?
I'd be quite keen on Chagrin. I think to win over God Love a Grey will look good form by the end of the day here today. Should go very well. If to draw in stall 8 is in his favour. Also, Bold Optimist, stall 4, number 18, trained in Ireland. Under the radar young trainer Danny McLaughlin. He's a very progressive horse and a strong pace would suit him very well as well.
A brave shout from me here. The Tattersalls Acomb Stakes. I say 2-horse race. That's what the betting says anyway. If that's the case, Ruling Court, Godolphin, Charlie Appleby, William Buick versus the Lion in Winter, Aidan O'Brien, Ryan Moore. Which one, Dave?
Ruling Court, I think, is faster. I think that with the key in the Acomb. I thought Lion in Winter looked like he needed a mile already on debut. And I wouldn't put you off an each way bet on the top one. Diablo Rojo for Raphael Friere, as I believe it's not pronounced. Yeah. Really impressive at Redcar. It was only Redcar, but he looked quick that day. And I think he's quite interesting. But I think Ruling Court will cement his position as Guinea's favourite.
Can you just very quickly explain, Fran, the wind here? It's pretty blustery. Is it going to be wind with?
Across the track, I'd say, looking at the sock down, it's across and behind possibly. So from that extent, maybe being on the right of horses towards stand side could be to your advantage. You're not getting the full wind from the side towards the inside of the track, but it's definitely playing somewhat behind as well, Michael. And Ruling Court, I think, as Dave said, is just, for me, a sharper horse than the Lion in Winter, who looked a really good prospect when he won the Curragh, but it's only in the last 100 yards up a hill at the Curragh that he got going. He could sharpen up a lot, he's entitled to do so, but 7 furlongs with that sharp run to the first bend, I think he'll be on the back foot in comparison. Ruling Court is probably just a horse for today more so than the Lion in Winter for the future.
Okay, fantastic. The third race, another belter, the SkyBet Great Voltigeur Stakes. Los Angeles has been fairly weak in the betting, but just holds sway in front of King's Gambit. You've got Illinois third favourite and relatively weak. It's not the most imaginative, but have I named the winner so far, Fran?
I think Los Angeles has really good set up here today. He's going to get a strong pace with a still companion Euphoric Tamat. I do respect King's Gambit. Harry Charlton, though, is 2 weeks without a winner at least, 29 runners, and for all of this, a very good horse here on a crack here in the SkyBet Stakes of York. That was a false run race. He's got to prove that he stays a mile and a half. There'll be no prisoners here today. Los Angeles stamina is the key for me.
For you, Dave?
I see what Fran's saying. I would about the penalty for Los Angeles. Lots of good horses have been beaten in this Great Voltigeur, SkyBet Great Voltigeur under penalty. I think King's Gambit might just be too quick for him. I think it could be a war of attrition, though. I think they'll certainly try to make it a real test.
The next race, arguably the race of the season so far. 4 places, the Juddmonte International, a mile and 2. City of Troy. It's a straight question, Fran. Yay or nay?
I'm going to go yay, but would I back him? Probably not. Would I lay him? Probably not. I'm fascinated to see how he goes here today. We've seen what he's done this season when he bounced out the poor on the Guineas. He won the Derby in really good style. He scrambled home in the Eclipse. I think it's going to be a strong gallop. He's got his fast ground here today. If he's the horse that the connection say he is, and we saw that to an extent in the Derby more so in the Eclipse, I think he will win because it's a sweet spot for him. A lot of his rivals either stepping up in trip or down in trip. The French horse I respect a hell of a lot. I think he's really improving, but at this mile and a quarter trip it might just expose him a little bit early on. And the Japanese horse, the Raza, if you want to play with the extra place in SkyBet, I think he's a cracking each way bet.
Okay, and for you, Dave, I know there'll be a tear shed if either Al Flayla or Isra. I know you love the Shadwell estate.
There's a picture of Shakis up there next to Richard Fahey as well, isn't there?
But no, I mean, what do you like here, Dave?
I think City of Troy, this might be a wow moment, 2 out when he starts pouring the pressure on, and if he gets 2 or 3 clear, we might see something special. That's what I hope. The bet is Zavichem. 18-1, extra place, 4 places with SkyBet. Second in the Prince of Wales, rock solid, Group 1, 10 furlong older horse who wants quick ground and a strong pace. I'll get both here.
The SkyBet Stayers Stakes, the 410, the 5th race on the card. I'm going to go straight to you, Fran Berry, because I think all three of us, it's a heart thing, it's a head thing, but we would, as Kevin Keegan say, love it if which horse won?
Extensio, number 11, trained by a relatively small trainer, Ireland, a shrewd operator, Cheltenham winning trainer, Pat O'Donnell. He's been coming to the boil this season. 2 runs at Fairhouse, won a race last time that's worked out extremely well. He ran a cracker when maybe not just staying the 2 mile 2 furlongs at Newmarket last year. And for me, at his current odds, 9-1 with 6th place, he's a cracking each way price to be heavily involved in a competitive race. 2 miles stay around York, perfect for him.
6 places, David. Give us an each way one.
Well, I was going to put Voltigeur up last year's winner, but it's 11-2, so he's not much use.
That's okay.
Well, I just think the head gave, last time was a prep race. Head gave on one trip. I think he's been laid out for this.
Fran, I know we're time constraints. Do we keep going?
I'm going to do one more race.
Okay.
Got to Love It Grey on a line through the horse we mentioned in the first race as well. Sharagan, I think that's... Look at that horse in the first race. If he runs well, Gotta Love It Grey is a big player in that race. And for me, that 2 mile handicap, Samui worthy of a mention, but better day for me at the current odds. Extensio, the Godolphin horse in the Acomb, coupled with Los Angeles. If you want to double 2 short price ones, that's the one for me.
Fantastic. As Fran Berry exits stage right, thank you,
Gentlemen,
Fran.
have a good day.
Thank you. David Ord, I'm going to ask
departure,
you.
that, wasn't it?
Gutsy Girl, Sheena gave that a good shout in the 4:45, the Visit Irish Yearlings sale. Can you see that?
I definitely can. I mean, it was strange because he added it, didn't he, O'Sheen, in the preview? He hadn't mentioned it, got the mention. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Charlie Fellows on the shortlist. I like the turn of foot last time as well. I think Gutsy Girl's a massive player there.
And in the last of SkyBet Nursery Stakes, very, very competitive race, as you would expect. SkyBet ambassador Joanna Mason has a chance with Scatterpenny, but Richard Vardy's got a fairly strong hand.
Richard's quite sweet on Peninsula Power at the bottom, and there's money around for him. I think that's really interesting. He only put him in at the last minute, but I think they think he's ahead of his mark. I like managing director here for Brian Smart. Sylvester D'Souza's an eye-catching booking. He's got a piece of form from Beverley 2 runs ago behind Uncle Don and Big Mojo that makes him look thrown in off 72. I think he's really, really interesting.
Last question of the day, Dave. I'm going to say, what is your bet of the day?
Do you know what? Best to last. Managing director in the lucky last.
Good luck with all your selections, and hopefully we've pointed you in the direction of a couple of winners.